Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings. Love to connect with you and all those things. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today's a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I had a guest on in the past, and I liked them so much I had to bring them right on back. So today's special return guest is Tali Vaughn, and she's Regional VP of Sales and Consulting over at EGPS. Tali, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, man, so excited to have you back in the show, and we're going to get into a couple of updates. So we want to talk about increased tax credits for small businesses, but before we get into that, I don't want to assume that our new listeners caught your first show. So let's tell them a little bit more about what you do over at EGPS, please.
Absolutely. So we are a national third-party administrator firm. So what we do is we design qualified retirement plans like 401k plans for businesses. So we do all the tax compliance and all the legal plan documents and all the required testing that happens behind the scenes in retirement plans.
And I think that's a great transition, and that's the reason why I wanted you on this show to talk about this. So increased tax credit for small businesses for starting retirement plans. Let's get right into it. Where do you want to start there?
Yeah, it's the Secure Act came out earlier this year, and it's gotten kind of overshadowed with all of this CARES Act, COVID stuff. And so what I wanted to do is make sure that your listeners knew that starting a retirement plan, it doesn't have to be scary. And in fact, the government has done a really nice job of incentivizing small businesses, so those with under 100 W-2 employees, to start retirement plans and make sure that the startup costs are cost effective. So the tax credits used to be a $1,500 tax credit spanned over 3 years. Now they've increased that tax credit to up to $5,000 as a tax credit over the course of the 3 years. So it's a massive increase, Adam, and let me just tell you, it really helps, in a lot of cases, almost eliminate the startup costs that business owners are adverse to starting plans anyways. So now there's really no excuse.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, and I mean that's a big deal because obviously cost matters. But no, that's amazing. So what? And when is this going into effect? Is this happening now?
It's right now, 2020. So we're ready to rock and roll.
What kind of response have you heard to this? I mean, things must be booming on this because this is like now. I mean, we should maybe take a step back because I don't want to assume that all our listeners understand the benefits of starting a retirement plan. So let's get into that a little bit more, just so they understand.
Sure.
So now let's just say they were thinking about starting a retirement plan, and then they're like, I don't want to incur the cost. Well, now cost is kind of off the table for the most part because this tax credit is off. So now maybe they'll be a little bit more open if they haven't started one to what the benefit of starting one is in the first place.
Absolutely. So why do businesses start retirement plans? Multiple reasons. Every situation is different, but I'd say the top reasons is have a competitive benefit offering when you're trying to attract and retain quality employees, right? So I think that's kind of number one. The word 401k is like the word Kleenex. Everybody knows what it is, but really it's a tissue. No, really a 401k is a retirement plan. So we want to make sure that we are establishing these retirement plans to hit the target needs of the business. So one, attract and retain employees. Two, tax deductions. Right? So we have opportunities to get tax deductions. And now I'm in California. So specific to California, as well as some other states, is certain states throughout the nation have put in required or mandated retirement offerings to business owners. So business owners, at least in California, there's a few other states that have other mandates or very similar mandates. But in the state of California, by 2022, all business owners have to have a retirement vehicle or adopt the California funded mandate. So there's going to be a requirement, at least in my state, that these employers have to do it. Let's lessen the burden by eliminating or helping offset the cost of starting a retirement plan and not be tied to what the state is requiring them to do. They can take a hold of it and customize to their needs and not be bound to what the state of California or other states are requiring them to do.
No, that's awesome. I love it. And I mean, to me, the main thing about the retirement plan is that, you know, you want to take care of your employees too. I mean, obviously you get the tax benefits, you have that, but in terms of your employees,
Yep.
I mean, ever since we're not really on the pension system or anything of that nature, I mean, at some point they want to retire. I mean, the education piece of this is also important. Talk a little bit more about that and how important that is for the employees.
It's so important, and I will say that is a place in my world that is lacking. A lot of retirement plans get set up as a quote unquote free offering with certain types of providers. And the problem with that is employees don't know. I mean, I'm well versed in the world of retirement, probably more so than most, but my neighbor next door has no idea how to invest their money. I don't do investments, I do compliance. But the education behind that, what do you have in a retirement plan? What are your options? What can you do and what should you do? All of that really needs to be discussed with financial professionals.
That's awesome. So, Tali, if somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more about EGPS, two-part question. Number one, what are the right types of businesses that are typically a good fit to work with your company? And number two, how do they follow up?
Great. So number one, any business owner. Okay, we have offices all over the United States. So depending if you're in New York, we have offices there. If you're in Florida, California, in the South, in the Midwest, we've got offices everywhere. So we are available in your time zone. I would say typically you're going to want to start talking to us if your participant count or your employee count is about under 500. 500 or less is usually where people like me shine. We're able to kind of customize retirement plans. So anybody under 500. Now, of course, there's wiggle rooms up and down for that in certain situations where we're still great in a bigger space. But anytime, give us a call if you have any compliance questions. You just want a second pair of eyes on your retirement plan. We are happy to do that look. Second part question is, how do you find me? Find me on LinkedIn, Tali Vaughn on LinkedIn. Follow me, reach out to me, send me an email, tvaughn@egps.com. Probably the two easiest ways to get a hold of me. Or you can obviously give me a call, 858-400-8450.
Fantastic. Well, Tali, really appreciate you coming on the show today for this reunion 2020 episode. Great to reconnect with you, and thank you for all you do to educate our business owners and keep them compliant and get those retirement plans set up. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give that a subscribe, but also leave us some comments in the comment section. I mean, love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Tali, thanks again for coming on the show.